man. But yeah, why don't we start with your team? Like with the Rams, the Super Bowl champions. But like here we are.
Like 5 days, bro. This still counts for like 5 days. So you guys got to suck it up on here.
Yeah, it's really hard to look at, but I mean, it is what it is. Like we're still winning overall in the overall ring details. So like it's, I guess I can stand it for at least one more season. But yeah, like you guys are Super Bowl champs. Still high expectations for you guys. I see a lot of the national guys still calling you guys in the Super Bowl. How do you feel about your team, the Rams, and how do you feel about like how confident are you going into this season?
Honestly, with the schedule that we're facing, us drawing Buffalo as our game 17, you know, which winds up being opening night. With what the AFC West, the overhaul the AFC West has gone through, and us having to play them this year, you know, man, like it's hard we got a Super Bowl champ schedule, which is why it's so hard to repeat. You know, I mean, absolutely. Teams win it, and then the NFL just throws the house at them. You know, I mean, we play everybody. We play everybody who matters that they could possibly schedule besides the off teams from the AFC and other divisions. Anybody who's anybody from the NFC, the Rams score up with this year. So let alone our own division where we're going to have you guys bring your lunch pail every time. And we already know how this series has been going lately. You know, we got the big one that counted, but it was 6 straight to that point. You know, and some ugly performances by us. Arizona is going to be a team that I still feel is going to be a 9 to 10 win team that might sniff the wild card, but I don't see them doing anything. And Seattle is in full desert, dry. We're starting from scratch. We have we have what they have: Lockett, Metcalf, Adams, and Diggs, and the step kids. So like, I mean, it's hard to imagine them winning more than 5 or 6 games, you know. But to Pete Carroll's credit, he has shocked us before. So, you know, to see them throw in a game where, you know, they ruined somebody's season or something like that, win 7, 8 games, I wouldn't be stunned. But just to call them a contender for anything would definitely be a stretch. But as far as the Rams go, you know, like we did what we do. We brought over Bobby Wagner somehow, somewhere. Our accountant's my hero. I want him to teach me how to do life at 45 years old. But we got Bobby Wagner somehow. And I'm kind of starting to feel like maybe we might get that Patriots thing going where we get everybody's last couple of good years, and that would be just gorgeous if we could pull it off. But otherwise, dude, I mean, you're looking at, obviously, you know, Bob Woods is gone, huge loss. I don't care how that's a meat and potatoes guy that gets those nasty yards for you. Allen Robinson comes in. I like the kid. He's never played with a quarterback, so. You know, and the Rams have kind of had this habit of making guys look really good. So I hope that's the case for him. But after that, you know, Van Jefferson has this knee thing going on that's kind of plaguing him. And after that, things get real slim. We have a kid that had a really good preseason, an undrafted kid out of Montana State, McCutcheon, that is a pretty good sized kid that could, you know, maybe come in to have like a 30-40 ball season, something like that. But beyond that, it's the Rams. We have 7 superstars and fill-ins, and it's working. Like we were talking about before the podcast, we would be sitting here going, "Is it the right thing to do?" But last year happened, and all it takes is that one, and everything works, right? I mean,
I can't argue with it.
I mean, we have our typical our depth chart. We have, I think, 3 undrafted guys that made the team. We had some kid middle linebacker that set the team's all-time tackle record for preseason in 3 games, not even 4. And you know, you can read into that how you want to read into it, but clearly the kid has a nose for the ball. You know, like that kid that I don't know if you watch Hard Knocks this year with that Rodriguez kid they have over in Detroit. He just kind of gets it. You know what I mean? Like And we've been really good at finding those kids. You know. He's the new Troy Reader, the new Ernest Jones, the new, you know, you name him, you know, and we have like I said, we have our superstars. I mean, our pass rush is definitely Donald. Sooner or later, he's going to start showing he's a human being, and injury is going to happen. Something's going to go on. And I'm sorry, but like Leonard Floyd is a product of Aaron Donald. We saw him in Chicago, 6-7 sacks a year, big bust. Well, not a big bust, but definitely not worthy of a first round pick. He comes here, he's a double digit guy every year now. We saw it happen with Dante Fowler. Like he went to Atlanta, and I think he's had 5 sacks since then. Donald attracts so much attention that he makes everybody else look good around him, while still somehow getting 60 tackles and 12 sacks. So, I mean, it looks like a Rams roster. I don't see any reason why we couldn't make a run at it. Like I said, the schedule is a gauntlet. If the injury bug hits us at all, I mean, even at like a 20% clip, they could get ugly real fast. But, as long as those core guys are on the field, I don't see a reason why we're not at least, we're not for sure in the wild card conversation. I mean, maybe making a little run at it. Stafford, his arm, he's got this elbow thing going on.
What's that? I mean, I heard somebody was on Twitter the other day saying that Stafford dealt with this last year. What is that true, or was it something else?
It was a later season thing. It started hitting him later in the year, and he probably played his best football in the playoffs. So clearly whatever they were doing to him was working. But the guy's in his mid-30s. It's the NFL. The guy's thrown how many passes in his career? I mean, he's slung the hell out of it in Detroit. They didn't have a running game in any year he was there. And obviously this is still a pass-first offense that he's in now. I mean, Cam Akers flashes, but he hasn't been the guy yet. Henderson flashes, but he hasn't been the guy yet. And after that, again, we just kind of have fill-ins from that point on. We'll see. I mean, again, I'm not going to argue with what they're doing because we're in the playoffs every year and we want to chip, but it always feels like it's just if we get unhealthy, it could get bad real quick.
How do you feel about your offensive line? Because the narrative, I know, like I'm in the Twitter spaces like every all week, during the weekdays, and they all say that you have the guy starting on the left side that was starting while Whitworth was hurt, correct?
Yeah. So Joe Noteboom, yeah.
And I liked him. I think he's solid. But what about the rest of the line? Because you had another loss on that line, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, we have Allen back. We have Edwards in. We had the rookie kid we got from Wisconsin. We were working on our 3rd Wisconsin lineman we drafted this year, and he blew his ACL and MCL. He had like the full blowout, which is even worse for a lineman. So he's done probably for a year and change. So I know we plug in David Edwards there. We still have Havelstein on the right side, who I'm not a big Rob Havelstein fan. He's serviceable, but he's a middle of the pack. It's a middle of the pack line. We'll just call it that. It definitely isn't better than yours. I think you guys are definitely the class of the NFC West.